God bless my mic was muted. I just recorded like 15 minutes of footage and my mic was muted the whole time. But either way, we'll get through it. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Gabriel from Invious here, and I'm bringing you a first video in a series of videos on tutorials on how we go about recording our music as promised. So, what I want to make clear for everyone here is the fact that you don't need a bunch of expensive equipment to make great sounding music. And I would also like to state that, you know what, in a way though, while you don't need it, I will say music in general, it can be an investment. So you don't need expensive stuff, but it's not a bad idea to invest in, but you don't need it. So let's talk about the basics. What's the basics? Well, for me, I'm a guitar player. So for whatever instrument that you play, whether you're a vocalist, a guitar player, drummer, bassist, you know your instrument. So obviously you'll need your instrument. For those that are wanting to know what guitar I use, that are guitarists out there, what you're seeing here is a Schecter 7 string with 70 gauge strings. I got these from a company called String Joy, and they're custom made. They're quite thick too. That's because we are in a lower tuning. We are in drop F, and we have a little 5-string bass that we got at a pawn shop. It's an Ibanez Geo 5-string bass that we got at a pawn shop for like $100. And then we have our Focusrite audio interface, and this was about $100 as well. Like I said, a lot of this is going to be an investment, but generally if you're trying to record music, and if you're a guitar player at least, you probably already have guitars, so now you need an interface. I can recommend Focusrite as a beginner. I have a Scarlett 2i2, which is what I'm recording from right now. It's got 2 inputs, and you can plug a mic in or a direct jack in, you know. And then the next thing is, you obviously need a computer. I would recommend getting a computer that has a good amount of RAM. If you have to pick between graphics card and RAM, probably go with RAM. Though generally, if you buy a laptop, you'll probably get something with both. And same goes with, you know, desktops. They make desktops now where they have both in it. But see, I built my PC, so like it was kind of like buying part by part. So I kind of focused on RAM because I never thought I'd be gaming with the PC. So I've got a pretty outdated graphics card. And then the last thing I would say is your DAW. You need a DAW. So what I'm using here today is Reaper by Cocos. I don't know what it's called. This was $60, and you could technically get it for free for 30 days. What happens after 30 days? Well, they don't take it away from you. They just give you a pop-up. You may not get updates, but you get like a pop-up that just says to buy it. And then like you can like just, I don't remember if it said like remind me later or something like that, but you can keep doing that and just keep using it. But you know, nobody likes a pop-up forever. So, and $60 to support this brilliant company for giving us all the features we have at a low price like this, I'm gonna support it. What do I like about Reaper versus something like Pro Tools, which I also have? Pro Tools, while it may be known as the industry standard, I find that Pro Tools is a bit overrated. One, and I've heard reports about this, but I don't know if it's true, but the code hasn't been updated in God knows how long. Whatever it is, I don't know, source code or whatever it's called, hadn't been updated forever. So this, Pro Tools crashes. Pro Tools crashes a lot. An absurd amount. Alright? Every time I get on Pro Tools, if I was first starting up the program, like, it would crash. I'd pick a project I want to go into, and it would get about halfway through loading up all the plugins and the MIDI and everything else, and then it would just crash, and then I would have to do that. It became like a dance. I knew it was coming, but I have to wait. I can't just get around it. I have to wait. And I shouldn't have to find a way to get around it. So, here we have this. Now with Reaper, you can be slow at first, depending on your computer. So it's a little slower first time loading it up, but after that, it's usually fast. And here's the brilliant thing about Reaper. So as you can see right here, I'll show you this. You can have multiple tabs of different projects. All you have to do is just click to the next one. So to give you an example, here's our latest song that you've been hearing in the intro. Right? A little sneak peek, by the way. Anyway, I could just click over here and go play the next one. And just like that, no problem. That's 2 sneak peeks, by the way. Seriously, join the stream, watch the channel, subscribe, like. You're probably going to hear a lot more out of this band than you would think. So, but yeah, that's all you need. And this is $60. Pro Tools is like $600. And you can't do that. You can't do this. So, one of the other things why I like Reaper is, truth be told, and this is maybe just me. It may just be me. But their MIDI, I find a lot easier to use versus Pro Tools. It's hard to, always found it hard to find where it was I was supposed to put these notes. Whereas with Pro Tools, Reaper, excuse me. Whereas with Reaper, all I have to do is look at this line and just kind of keep them on the line. And it's lined up exactly where I want it. Period. Now, some might question the realistic feel of that, but that's another topic for another day. But that's also part of the thing. It's like, say you're a guitar player like me that don't have a drummer, and we're a band that doesn't have a drummer at the moment. We MIDI our drums. It's not going to stop us, and it shouldn't stop you. So we're using Easy Drummer 2 with the metal and an exclamation point. Easy X. To us, it sounded pretty good for what we were looking for at the time. It's got what we need. It's got grooves, and you can tap to find a groove. We have a, I don't think this was about like $60 MIDI keyboard that I found at a pawn shop. Pawn shops are your friends, by the way. And that's the setup. It's 2 studio monitors, which I'm using Kali Audios. If you look up Kali Audio, you'll probably find these speakers. They're cheap, they sound amazing, and it's just one of those nifty buys that isn't the regular name brand, and why not? You don't need name brand to sound good. So that's gonna be part 1, is to teach y'all what it is you need to get started. So to review your instrument, your interface, a computer, a DAW, and either a pair of headphones or studio monitors. If you've got the money to make the choice when it comes to studio monitors and headphones, go studio monitors. Now, if you are in a position where you are not able to have loud music in an apartment, etc., yeah, go headphones. Just be careful about what you choose. To give you the example, I'm using Sony Dynamic Stereo Headphones MDR 7506 Professional. Supposedly, these are very good about being neutrally balanced, and I use them, even though I will say that I still find what I hear out of these monitors to sound very different And what I hear out of the monitors is closer to what the final mix sounds like compared to the headphones. So keep that in mind. But other than that, that's it for this video. I hope to see y'all on the next one as we continue these tutorials. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.